Okay, so we've got another coop, another design that I make. Let's see, this one is one that has a gabled roof, metal roof. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Seems like I always do these videos on windy days, but this one's ready for delivery. Now, I'm going to do a separate video that's about this run. This is flat packed, so I can deliver it and set it up. But I'm going to focus on this run, this coop. This has an optional little gated area underneath. That is not part of the standard package. This person got the biggest package possible, where they have the run, and then they also have extra space fenced in and gated underneath here. For most people, they don't need to get down in under here. Even if you attach your own run off to the side of this, which is the most economical thing to do, which is to build your own run and fence it in. You don't need to fence in this area underneath. Nobody really wants to get in underneath here. And if you did fence it in, I wouldn't even put a gate down here. I would just make sure that from over here, wherever the run is, that I could get in on underneath on this side. And honestly, you know, there's only so far that you can reach in before you start to crawl. This is a 2-foot height. It's a 2-foot height because it brings it up to a nice working height for people. It also makes it so that the chickens don't have to travel too high up and down as they're coming in and out on this little ladder that extends out into the run area. All of my coops, they come with like a little chicken door. Why is it? It's not crazy big. That's intentional, but it does lock up. It's intentional because I actually expect that most people are going to take these screws out and take the door off, because they will have a secure run. So for those who don't have a secure run, and you know that something could get into that run and you need to lock it up every night, I make it so that you can lock it up every night. However, you should be building a secure run. And then by taking that door off completely, it just makes it so that you don't have to go in and out of your coop every day. Now we're going to go into the main people door. All right, so it's got a little gate latch on it with a carabiner that makes it raccoon proof. This is a nice design. As you're walking in here, this is all at a nice working height. Since this is on the trailer, this is a little higher, but remember, this level right here is about 2 feet off the ground. So you can imagine that's right just below your waist. And it makes it so that when you're lifting and hanging up your water and hanging up your feed inside here, where it's protected, where your feed is not going to get water from the rain on it, you have your feed inside. If you want to do an outdoor water, that's fine. But the nice thing about this, having it inside, is that during the winter, this nesting shelf that's up here, this is removable. It does come out. This nesting shelf protects your feed and your water from getting pooped in. I do this on all of my coops. It's just good basic design, is to keep your feed and water. Here's the other thing, is that a lot of chickens, they develop health issues because they have a high distance. People build gigantic tall coops. Chickens do not need tall coops. They need an area to roost up in, and so there's a little ladder here. Actually, I'm going to go to the other side because there's a better view of this from the other side. As we may be looking through this door. And as we're looking through this door, here's where you can see the roost. There's plenty of roost space up here. This is a 4-foot by 6-foot coop. And so the roosting space up here is enough for about 9 or 10 chickens without overcrowding. And so what you see over there by that door is that the chickens can easily walk up here, go to the nesting area. Now, anybody knows who has chickens that you can offer them tons and tons of nesting boxes, but the backyard chicken keeper is going to find that all of your chickens tend to use one nesting box. Now, why is that? That's because they want to create a clutch. The idea of having multiple nesting areas comes from factory farms where the chickens have nowhere to go, and they need lots and lots of nesting areas in order to have a dark place to roost in, to nest in. So here's the thing, is that the chickens are naturally going to want to come up here, and up in the seclusion of the roof, off the floor, they're going to want to lay up here. So you put your bedding material up here, and they will make a nesting area. If this, I can put a divider in here and turn it into 2 separate sides. However, I'm honestly going to say that's unnecessary. You don't need to do that, because they will naturally create 2 nesting areas if they need it. and the hens will happily lay next to each other. Again, it's only in stressful conditions where you have too many birds in one area where you need to create separate nesting areas. Now let's also talk about the roof. All of the chicken coops that I design, they have a gabled metal roof. The metal allows, the corrugation allows fresh air to come in here. It also allows light to come in. I have been in these coops and shut myself in these coops, and it allows enough natural light for them to be able to see their way around in the coop. We do not need to put windows and add that extra expense into the chicken coops. And frankly, with a coop that is this small, it is impossible to fabricate a small little window for this that's actually worth it. I can build little windows in spots, but it's not worth it. Now, again, we do not need to drill extra ventilation holes because we don't want too much ventilation. This really does have just enough ventilation with the ridge vent that's opened up and with natural air coming in over there. And I am actually suggesting that people even build a secure run and take that door off. That's gonna add even more ventilation, but the door is not gigantic. It's intentionally designed so that if somebody does take it off, it's not going to create too much of a ventilation in here so that your chickens would chill in the winter. Again, the metal roof is gonna reflect excess heat in the summer. The hottest air is gonna rise right up here and escape out the top. And plus, at the end of the day, your chickens are going to be in here at the end of the day when it's gonna start to cool down anyway. I have tested these. I've had my chickens in coops just like this. And it's a really good way to keep your chickens. It's a really economical way to keep chickens. So here's the design if you wanted to steal it, to build one of your own. Again, it's about 4 feet wide, 6 feet long. The walls here are just about 22 inches high, just shy of 2 feet, so that you get some economical use of the materials. And that's it. Take care.